Welcome back to Off-Road Touring. So in this one here, it is going to be a bit of a different episode. We're actually going to be removing our old rooftop tent and then installing this new rooftop tent. Now we will kind of run through like an overall install and review, and we'll also do a comparison of why we went this rooftop tent. But I honestly think, in my opinion, this may be the best rooftop tent in the market right now. So yeah, stick around and hope you guys enjoy this episode. So as we've previously mentioned in other videos, we are upgrading our rooftop tent to a hard shell. There's many reasons why, but this rooftop tent is a Dune 140 soft shell tent. It has been absolutely awesome for the past like year and a half to 2 years or so. We bought it off Marketplace for 600 bucks secondhand, so super cheap tent, and you can get them now for like 400, 500 secondhand. The trouble with this rooftop tent is being a soft shell, you can't mount solar panels, max tracks, or anything on the top of it, which is what we want to do with the hard shell. But yeah, I'll take it off and I'll show you kind of how it works and you know why it's annoying. With the hard shell rooftop tent, if you have a triangle tent, typically you have 2 or 4 clips at the back of it, but this being a soft shell has clips all around, so I have to awkwardly reach under and around the roof and unclip all the clips. So I've had to leave a gap up here to allow for the cover to fold down and to be able to reach up or reach over and the clips to fall down. The clips where there's nothing mounted like at the rear or the sides isn't too bad. Once it's unclipped, I have to sort of pop off the cover like that and go around to the other side. This one is always awkward because I have to force it up out of behind the awning, and there's all bolts and clips and that sort of stuff that get it caught. When you've got the cover unclipped, few other things with this is this cover gets very dirty and you have to store it somewhere. I usually take it off, fold it somewhat up. I always sort of shove it in the driver's seat just because we don't use that space once we're at camp. There we go, that's just the cover off, and now we can actually open the tent. We can fold this tent up like so. It does have usually 2 gas struts on it. One of these seized up, but otherwise that used to automatically pop up on its own. The ladder's up here. Fold that down. It's got an inside and an outside layer. It's good because it means the inside one doesn't get as wet in rain, but it means that the inside bag does sag. So I'll go up and show you. So you can sort of see here, that all sags, and right now there's all condensation on the inside of this, which as you can see here, the bed is actually wet. All that black part there, it's a bit hard to tell, but that black part there is all just the mattress wet. It's got 2 pockets, one there and one there. It's got a few hooks and that sort of stuff, and it has got sort of a sun roof that it's more like a breather, so we always leave that open just to air it out. And it's got like little vents up here. They don't really do anything at all. You can open up the windows fully, and you can open up the fire screens fully, which is always nice as well. The other convenient thing it does have is these little shoe bags here. So we always keep our shoes in here overnight, and always never gets wet from rain. So there's 2 of those, which is good, like his and hers. So that's the setup and a bit about the tent. Now I'll pack it up to show you how annoying it is before we move on to the new tent. So first thing is fold this down, and you fold that in. I usually just put my knee on this part. This is a bit awkward, but trying to show you guys what it's like. You can see there's a little nut or bolt there, and you have to get this here to loop around it on one of the loops, and essentially you just push that down and until it hooks on there. You can see we have left there's about 4 or 5 blankets in here because we're in Vic High Country in the snow and that sort of stuff on this trip, and our pillows are under there as well, so it does bulge this up, but we can actually keep it in there, and that's perfectly fine to do. And then just make sure your shoe bags are all rolled back up. Throw this up here and then spread this out, and then we just chuck the ladder up under the cover. We start putting the cover over. Grab this corner, fold it over. It's always awkward doing the side with the awning. If you don't have an awning, this would be perfectly fine. And then this side, and then final corner, put that over. Now, this is the part that I absolutely hate from this tent, mainly in winter or cold nights or mornings. So loosen up every strap, clip it in, and then pull the strap tight. And then once they're in, just pull them as tight as possible. Keep going around. And this one is the most awkward by far. Reach under there and tighten that. Once it's all clipped up, tuck in all the straps, then you're sweet. Otherwise, that's everything for this rooftop tent. We are back home now. It's kind of late in the afternoon because this is after work, but we are going to remove this old rooftop tent because, as some of you know, we have got a new rooftop tent on the way, so let's get into it. So it is mounted down at 4 points. Sorry about it being dark and hard to see, but as you can sort of see there, there's those just hand nuts to undo this one. So they are a little bit seized from sitting for a while. This is the last of the brackets. Now I'm just going to slide it out. Try not to scratch the roof too much. Oop. Talk about scratching the roof. The GoPro really sucks at night time, but it's about 10-15 minutes later it's off. The roof just absolutely looks naked now, so we'll have to show you in the daytime. But anyways, the next steps is to go pick this bad boy up. We're back here now. We've finally got the rooftop tent, so we are bloody excited to get this thing on. We picked it up yesterday from George4x4, and we're just running out of time. We were supposed to go fit this yesterday, but unfortunately we have to do it today because we've got a trip tomorrow. So let's get this thing unboxed and installed. I'm bloody keen to see how this thing looks.
Beautiful.
Look at that.
George4x4 logo looks nice.
Man, I cannot wait to have this thing mounted up. Without the packaging, it just looks so nice. Let's pop this thing open. Look at that. I love that smell of fresh canvas. It's not going to last long though with us. Look at this. There's going to be a lot to talk about this rooftop tent, but as you can see straight away, the colour we went with was the grey, and it's a nice darker sort of grey. I'm absolutely loving the colour. We'll go through that a bit later, but let's get all this stuff out and unboxed and get this thing up on the roof. First things first, we can see the instruction manual. So before you do this sort of stuff, make sure you read it just like this. Instructions, yep, good enough. All right, let's get this thing put on. No, but seriously, it is good to read the instruction manuals, like, it has just safety information, that sort of stuff about how to mount it, all the rest of it, so be sure you give it a good read. Got to make sure this thing's comfy enough, so I'll just be here for a while. I'll see you guys in a bit. Looks like we got some shoe bags here, so nice and handy, and we've got all the bolts and stuff. Got the poles for this sort of awning. I was just going looking at these bolts. First, you notice it comes with an actual tool, which a lot of things do, but this is a ratchet spanner. I did not think products would come with a ratchet spanner. How bloody, that's cool. It's the small things. It's already taken out. It comes with roof bars that sit in here. I've taken those out. Got some more brackets, I think they're for the roof bars as well, so nice and handy. Then we've got the condensation mat. We're going to put that on while it's down here before it goes up there, just to make our life a little bit easier. Got the mattress out now. Just chucking down this condensation mat. Nice, snug fit. Well, we've just chucked on the fitted sheet just because it's much easier doing it down here, and we're about to go away on a trip as mentioned. Let's pack this thing up, get it up on the rooftop tent and put it all together. Pretty much ready for it to go straight up now. I've just got to blanket up on the roof bars just so it doesn't scratch anything. And it does say recommended 4 people for this rooftop tent to lift it up, but we've only got 2 of us, so see how we go and see if we can get this thing up there. Well, she's on. Time to call it a day, I think.
Yes.
No, just a little bit of improvising and managed to get that up actually all right. Check this out. It's not even mounted properly, but I'm too excited to hold off any longer. Look at that. Sitting about center. I just want to bring it forwards eventually. That's looking nice. But essentially, I was just thinking what I might do with this one is, because I've got the light bar on this rack, and this rack is useless otherwise, I'll put the light bar just on a bracket that comes down here, bring everything forwards so it doesn't sit as far back, because at the moment this will just bracket on there, so I'll bring everything forwards then, bring the awning forwards a little. The other thing to keep in mind is this end plug is here, So I'll probably run that over to the other side and then, yeah, get that all wired up, but not tonight. Anyway, let's get this thing properly mounted on. Even the bag that these bolts and stuff come in is a zipper bag. Get these back out of the bag and then chuck these up. So you can see here it tells you the size of roof bars that you can have, and this is how ours is going to fit. So we've got a bolt in the M1 and the second M1, and that fits nicely, and another bottom plate will go across with 2 nuts. So let's get that all mounted on. We've ran into a little trouble, which Tony did actually let us know about this, but this roof bar is too thick on the factory Nissan bars, so this plate can't actually have enough room to connect up there, and they are 60mm, so that M8's 60mm. So I've just gone and picked up M8 70mm, which is going to be perfect and not too long and all that sort of stuff. One. As you can see, the 70 is just enough to clear it on these bars. Right, leave that loose now and we'll realign it once we've got all 4 on. And unfortunately light has faded real fast, but I'll try and show you. So essentially there's a lot of room now here, whereas the other awning, rooftop tent, we had to stick our arms down here to put the clips on, whereas now we don't need to do that. So we can move this awning as close as we can to that. So there's all that room there now. But the only thing is this bracket for the awning clashes with that rail. So I'll have to grind back this awning bracket so I can bring that in a lot further. And this has started to slightly bend on this point. So that will mean it's sitting closer to this and make that a lot stronger as well. So really happy with that. And then I'll take the whole unit and everything forwards by a little bit as well. So we've got all the bolts on lined up pretty nicely. Again, I'm still stoked that this came with the ratchet spanner. I'm going to keep this in the tool bag. Oh, awesome. Just do them nice and evenly as well. Now, there are 2 roof rails that it comes with. I think I plan to put Max Tracks on them. However, we haven't got the Max Tracks pins or anything like that, so we'll have to wait until that. But for now, we'll leave them off. And yeah, otherwise it's just small little things which we'll show you. Now we've got this mounted. This will be it for tonight. We're gonna finish making the mattress and do a few small things, and we will show you when we're out using this thing. How exciting. Now, at this kind of point in the video, I do want to sort of stop and say, now, although we are sponsored and supported by George4x4, we did not actually get this rooftop tent for free. We did get it at a discount, however, though, and so can you. If you use our code OFF210, that brings the price down 10%, and at the current time of filming, that will bring this tent down to $2,331, which is an absolute insane price. But regarding products and that sort of stuff, we would never recommend any products that we don't recommend or run or we think is poor quality, and that is a big reason why we actually went into this partnership with George4x4. We run their gear, we've trusted it and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, anyways, we'll get on to comparison. Now on screen, you'll see a table that I kind of put together of a comparison of the most similar rooftop tents as to the one we have from George4x4, and I kind of put this together to show you why we actually went this rooftop tent in the first place. Now at this point, you can pause and sort of go through it yourself. However, the main takes of this is as follows. Things we were running in a rooftop tent is price, quality, style, weight, and the height when closed to be as slim as possible, but still fit bedding. When looking at this, George4x4 is the cheapest and even cheaper than King's, which the quality from what I've experienced is very good, and George4x4 is known for their low prices and high quality products, hence why we run their gear and strongly recommend it. Now, regarding weight, George4x4 is the lightest, but it's very close to the others around 80 kilograms. However, Bushwhacker at 104 kilos is definitely quite heavy for a four-wheel drive roof. The roof rail rating, we wouldn't ever use more than maybe 20 kilos or so this didn't really matter for us. However, some of you guys have paddle boards, swags, etc., so I kept it in. On to the color. Now, this isn't a major factor. However, we definitely prefer some styles over others. So the fact that George4x4 has 3 options is a massive bonus for people, whereas other brands only have 1 option, but I definitely recommend checking each one out for yourself. Regarding solar panels, so Outback Tourer and Bushwhacker both actually come with solar panels included and is a massive convenience, may also be a deciding factor for you. Overall, based on this information, I think George4x4 is a clear winner, especially considering the price difference. The only downside I see is not having a solar panel. Now, please note, if you did want to actually obtain the same solar panel that say Outback Tourer and Bushwhacker run, you can jump onto Bushwhacker's website and they sell sell those solar panels directly, and they only cost $259, which still leaves the George 4x4 rooftop tent well underpriced compared to the others, but still at really great quality. However, you may have different preferences or know a different brand, etc. So please let us know your thoughts down in the comments, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. So since we've installed it, we're now down on a trip down in the Gold Coast hinterland, and we've just pulled up to camp and we're about to set up for the night. So yeah, we'll run through about this rooftop tent and how easy it is to set up and that sort of stuff. But anyways, first sort of thing is jump up and don't fall off. Pop off these two clips, just like that, and second one like so. And then you can see that's already going up by itself, but simple as that. And once it goes up, just pull these two straps down and around, which just hold the canvas when you pack it up. And then grab your ladder, and I'm sure you've all seen these before. Just a telescopic ladder that then hooks up there on 2 points, which you can actually move these points. And when I installed it, I did test it, and we can open up the door on the patrol with that there moved over to the left a little bit, so that's good. Once you got your ladder on, simply just climb right up into your new penthouse. And once we're up in here, there's a few things. So first off is these poles come in this bag up here. Take those out and then pop those in the awning. Just going to try and show you as best as we can, but this point here, you can see this pole goes in there like so. Goes in through 2 holes, one through this bracket and one into the actual rooftop tent. And then what you do is you pull and bend that arm up, grab your awning and put that in the hole just like so. And then you do that for all 4 points. With this last one where the awning is at the moment, you can see it's a little bit awkward because the awning is sitting too high, so I need to realign all that. But essentially I can get this pole through the first loop, just not the second loop that goes to the rooftop tent. But for now, I'm just going to sit in that first loop. If I can see the hole, usually a problem I have. No, I'm kidding. And then that's the 4th one up like so, but as you can see, it's not pulling that awning properly just because of this one's not sitting in due to the awning. So now we've got the rooftop tent pretty much set up. Let's talk about some features. Starting off, we've got these roof pockets. So you can see they've just got elastic in them, and those are all sort of like a mesh, so you can see through them. And this is a clear one, so you can put in tablets, iPads, that sort of stuff to watch movies, which is pretty nice. Now you have also got these side pockets for sort of like a his and hers side pockets. Just 2 of those just for some extra storage. Over in the back right, so it's a little dark in here at the moment, but you have got some power points. So you got 2 cigarette sockets and 2 USB ports and a switch for the whole unit. And you have got a light bar with a USB plug and a switch on there to turn on that LED at the top. So unfortunately we haven't got this thing wide in. On both sides you have your fly screen and your canvas screen, so that's on pretty much all sides. This one here has got your fly screen on the inside and then a canvas wall that folds down, and these can all be held up there. Along with, if you don't actually want the awning out, there is the same clips you see here. They are up in the top to hold this awning up and out of the way if you don't want the awning out, which that's something I've not seen on rooftop tents, so I don't know if it is on others. So this rooftop tent that we got is the 143 centimeter rooftop tent, meaning both rooftop tents are about 210 centimeters long, and then this one is 143 centimeters wide. George 4x4 does have the smaller option, which is 131 wide, so a little bit of a difference there. And then the 143 is 18 centimeters thick, so pretty slimline. It's not the slimmest rooftop tent, but it's also definitely not the thickest there, so it's pretty good. And you can still keep all your bedding, pillows and that sort of stuff in this. Along with those sizes, it's only 78 kilos for this rooftop tent, which is pretty bloody good for a large hard shell tent that you can also keep bedding and that sort of stuff in, so we're quite happy with that. Moving on to the canvas of this rooftop tent. So first thing you'll notice is the color. So this is a mystery black color on George4x4 website. It's actually a quite nice dark gray if you ask me, and yeah, so far we are loving the color and style of this rooftop tent. We're glad it's not just a full black rooftop tent. One of the main reasons being heat, but the other thing is also style, and it does match our bushwhacker awning sort of gray as well, which we love. So yeah, we're loving the color. And the other thing as well, more importantly, is it's a thicker canvas than most rooftop tents. Most rooftop tents only run 300 GSM, but this here is a 320 GSM canvas, so a bit thicker. You'll notice there will be less condensation and all that sort of stuff, so all that comes into play. This mattress in this rooftop tent is 70mm, and it also has a 10mm condensation mat that you put underneath it. Both really good and comfy, but this is definitely thicker than our other mattress in our Dune shell. Now on the outside of this rooftop tent, you can see you've got your gas struts and you have got your brackets and awning mounts as well. But these brackets for the ladder are on all three sides, so you can change those up as you need. So you've got the George4x4 logo on the side, nice and subtle, and you've also got a nice white logo on the top as well. If we move under this front corner, you can see there's that Anderson plug there for all your electrical, so you can run that to where you need. And then you've got two aluminium channels that run under either side, and you got 4 brackets that come with it to mount at 4 corners. So it's another day now. We'll show you what it's like to pack this thing up, so let's get into it. First thing is, if you have this awning up, to just pull out all these poles. The easiest way is to bend them back in and pop off the canvas and then pull those poles out. So you go around and do all 4. These here do come with a little bag to store these in, which is nice and handy. And then you can just store that up in the rooftop tent. From here, it's pretty much just a matter of grabbing this elastic rope that's around the edge, put it up and around the canvas, both sides. And then you'll see it comes with this strap here to just easily pull it all down. And then reach for that. When you do this though, the only sort of trouble with all these rooftop tents is you got to make sure you tuck in all the canvas. So as you can see, when you're pulling it down, the rope helps a lot pulling in that canvas, but just at the ends you might want to grab a second hand just to kind of tuck in all that canvas. So as you're pulling it down, just kind of tuck in the canvas around the sides like so. Definitely easier with another person. So once you get it down enough, pull the clip down, pop it on, put it up like so. Same thing on this side, and then you're done. From there, once you've got it all packed up, simple as just popping the ladder down. And this ladder, like many, is just holding the 2 handles and it will slide down. And it also comes with this convenient strap to hold it all together. Rightio, so we've pretty much just covered about everything, but some final sort of thoughts of what we sort of love, and maybe some things we'll raise with George4x4 and whatnot. But they are pretty much, first thing I sort of notice is these brackets for these awning poles, they have sort of slightly bent just to the angle of the pole. So understandable, because there is a bit of pressure on them. So whether they could be a little bit of a thicker bracket or something, but be something as simple as that, I reckon. The only other thing is the LED light strip. The USB plug doesn't actually reach all the way down to the port in that corner. However, just a simple fix, I've got just a USB extension cable, which I'll use for that as well. So again, something very minor. Overall, we absolutely love this tent. We've used it a bit now, and yeah, we can't get over how simple it is just popping up a hard shell tent, popping it away, especially compared to our soft shell tent. Big difference. Anyways, that just about covers all of this. But as I said, if you're wanting one of your own, jump onto their website, check them out. But yeah, absolutely awesome products, great value for money, these things. And I can't get over the color of this thing. Anyways, we'll catch you in the next off-road touring adventure.